Focades, the name Seagal, meant one thing: untouchable, bone-crunching Hollywood action. It was a brand of beautiful violence, built on a foundation of real martial arts and choreographed to make one man look like an army. But the next chapter of that legacy isn't being written on a movie set. It's being forged inside a wrestling ring. This is the story of how Steven Seagal's daughter, Arissa LeBrock, overcame a career-threatening injury and is now fighting to create her own legend. And the one question on everyone's mind: what does her legendary father think about it? This isn't just a story about a celebrity's kid trying something new. It's a story about resilience, identity, and what happens when a bloodline known for solitary martial arts mastery collides with the loud, chaotic world of professional wrestling. This is the unfiltered story of a father's pride and a daughter's fight to build her own legacy. To understand Arissa LeBrock's journey, you have to understand the massive shadows she was born into. Her father, Steven Seagal, wasn't just playing martial artists in movies. He was one. A real seventh Dan black belt in Aikido, his entire brand was built on a terrifying level of authenticity. On screen, he was stoic, cold, and brutally efficient. Her mother is Kelly LeBrock, the iconic actress and model who defined an era of Hollywood glamour in films like Weird Science and The Woman in Red. Arissa was born into a world where legitimate toughness met high-fashion stardom. Growing up with these two larger-than-life figures meant navigating a world of intense pressure. While many would assume a life of ease, for Arissa, it was a constant search for her own identity. She first stepped into the public eye not as an actress or martial artist, but on her own terms, as a successful plus-size model. She even appeared on the reality show Growing Up Supermodel, where she championed body positivity and fought to be seen for her own merit. It was a clear move to create a space that was entirely hers, far away from dojos and movie sets. But you can't outrun your bloodline. A different, grittier passion was taking root. Arissa began dedicating herself to the grueling world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This was her path, her discipline. The mat is brutally honest. It doesn't care about your last name, only your skill and your will to endure. It was here that the Seagal side of her legacy began to emerge, not as an inheritance, but as something she was earning for herself, one submission at a time. This wasn't her father's Aikido, it was her BJJ, and it was 100% legitimate. This combination, the commanding presence of a model and the proven toughness of a BJJ practitioner, made her a perfect prospect for sports entertainment. And in December 2019, the call every aspiring wrestler dreams of finally came. The WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, is a dream factory, but it's also a notorious meat grinder. The tryouts are multi-day, high-intensity events designed to push the world's most elite athletes to their breaking points. For Arissa, this was it, her chance to prove to the biggest wrestling company in the world that she was more than just a famous name. The pressure was immense. In wrestling, a famous last name can put a target on your back, forcing you to work twice as hard. But she was ready, convinced her BJJ background gave her the legitimacy she needed. And then, in an instant, it all fell apart. While the specifics are private, the result was devastating. During or shortly after that grueling tryout, Arissa suffered a severe career-threatening injury. This wasn't a minor sprain. It was a setback that brought her wrestling ambitions to a screeching halt. Imagine chasing an impossible dream, pushing yourself through the toughest test of your life, only for your own body to give out. The dream was snatched away. The hype vanished. What followed was silence and suffocating doubt. In her own incredibly honest words, Arissa later revealed the depth of her struggle. "I realized that I had become comfortable in the darkest, worst place in my life," she said. Think about that. It's one thing to be in a dark place. It's another to get comfortable there. It means you've started to give up. For years, it seemed like the story of Arissa LeBrock, the wrestler, was over before it ever truly began. Cruel online rumors even tried to spin a false narrative of a scandal, but the truth was much simpler and more tragic. There was no drama, just a fighter battling a serious injury and the depression that followed. In wrestling, the best stories are about the comeback. Just when it looked like her story had ended, her phone rang. On the other line was a man who knows a thing or two about legacy, Dustin Rhodes. As the son of the legendary American Dream Dusty Rhodes and known to millions as the iconic Goldust, Dustin is now a revered coach. As a second-generation star himself, he knew exactly what kind of pressure Arissa was under. Dustin saw past the injury and the celebrity name. He saw untapped potential and offered her a lifeline, an invitation to move to Austin, Texas and train at his acclaimed Rhodes Wrestling Academy. It wasn't just an offer. It was a second chance when she thought they were all gone. This was the call she needed to pull herself out of that dark place. She later said, "When I got the call from Dustin, I realized that I had become comfortable. It was time for me to give every ounce of passion within me to professional wrestling." She packed her bags and threw herself into the craft. The Rhodes Wrestling Academy is a world away from the polished WWE Performance Center. It's an old-school dojo built on hard work and respect. Here, she wasn't Steven Seagal's daughter or a model. She was just a rookie learning from a master. Under Dustin's guidance, she began to rebuild herself, not just physically, but mentally. She worked with trainers to methodically get, as Dustin put it, all her ducks in a row. Dustin taught her how to translate her legitimate BJJ skills into the unique language of professional wrestling. He was blown away by her talent and work ethic, quickly becoming her biggest cheerleader. In an interview, he praised her journey, saying, "She's come off of modeling in California. She's doing a great job, but this is only the beginning for her." He then made a bold prediction. Pretty soon, the whole world's going to be talking about Arissa LeBrock. After months of sweat and starting over, the moment of truth arrived. In March 2023, Arissa LeBrock made her official in-ring debut. It wasn't on Raw or SmackDown, but at a student showcase for the Rhodes Wrestling Academy in front of a small, passionate Texas crowd, the kind of crowd that understands what goes into just one moment in that ring. This was her moment, on her terms. When she walked out, the transformation was undeniable. She wasn't a model playing wrestler. She carried herself with a cold, focused intensity that was chillingly familiar to anyone who'd seen her father on screen. The second the bell rang, it was clear this wasn't a gimmick. Reports from the showcase described her performance as brutally efficient. Her style was a seamless fusion of her BJJ grappling and bone-jarring pro wrestling power. When the match went to the mat, her BJJ instincts took over, turning simple holds into legitimate threats. She won her debut match in dominant fashion, overpowering her opponent with a decisive slam. In that small Texas hall, as her arm was raised in victory, something shifted. She wasn't just Steven Seagal's daughter anymore. She was a professional wrestler who had clawed her way back from the absolute brink. That debut was a statement. It was the end of one chapter, the what if, and the fiery start of another. So, back to the big question. What does a man like Steven Seagal, a devoted martial artist, think about his daughter stepping into the flashy world of professional wrestling? While Seagal is notoriously private and direct quotes are scarce, those around the situation paint a clear picture of pride. He wouldn't just see the showmanship, he would see the discipline. He would recognize the physical toll and the toughness required to even step into that ring. He would see a warrior in his daughter. He would see the perfect fusion of his world and her mother's. The physical presence and combat credibility he values, blended with the charisma and star quality she inherited from her mother. Her style in the ring is a direct nod to his legacy, but with her own spin. She isn't just using his name, she's honoring his legacy in her own arena. After seeing his daughter overcome a devastating injury and rebuild herself, how could a father not be proud? her journey finally led to a stunning WWE debut on Monday Night Raw on August 12, 2025. Facing the formidable Victoria Blackwood, Arissa didn't just compete, she dominated. Her performance was a stunning display of a unique, hard-hitting style influenced by her deep martial arts background, leaving the WWE universe buzzing. It was the powerful culmination of her entire journey, a testament to her resilience. She instantly established herself as a dangerous new force in WWE's women's division. Arissa LeBrock's story proves that legacy isn't just what you're given, it's what you build. She refused to live in the shadow of two icons and instead forged her own identity through grit and perseverance. She took the hard road, and that has made all the difference. The Seagal name once meant untouchable action on a movie screen. Now, thanks to Arissa, it means unbreakable resilience in a wrestling ring. Arissa LeBrock has officially arrived, and the entire women's division is on notice. The possibilities are endless. Who do you want to see her face in a WWE ring? A technical master like Asuka? A powerhouse like Rhea Ripley? Let us know your dream matchups in the comments below. And if you found this story of resilience inspiring, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the world of wrestling. Legacy can be a gift, or it can be a cage. Arissa LeBrock was born with one of the most famous in the world. Her real-life journey has already shown she has the heart of a true fighter, overcoming a major injury and crippling self-doubt to forge her own path. The question is no longer if Arissa LeBrock belongs. The only question now is how high she will rise. Her story is a powerful lesson that your beginning doesn't define your ending. She has transformed herself from Steven Seagal's daughter into Arissa LeBrock, the professional wrestler, and her most shocking chapter is just beginning.